The galaxy had offered Empress Lyriel everything a being could ever desire. Immortality, shaped from the rarest quantum essence. Power that bent star systems to her will. A throne carved from the collapsed core of a dying sun. She had refused none of it until now. Lyriel stood alone on the balcony of the celestial spire, watching the spiral arms of the galaxy drift like glowing rivers beyond the transparent shield. Entire civilizations pulsed beneath her awareness, their voices humming faintly through the neural crown resting upon her brow. As supreme sovereign of the concord of stars, her thoughts traveled faster than light, her decisions reshaping reality across 1,000 worlds. And yet, her chest ached with something no empire had ever given her. Longing. She removed the crown, silencing the chorus of the galaxy. In the sudden quiet, her own heartbeat felt strange, almost fragile. The ancient High Council had warned her of this sensation long ago. Attachment, they called it. A weakness common to younger species, especially humans. She had dismissed them at first, short-lived, emotionally volatile, technologically inferior. Humans had joined the Concord only 20 cycles ago, barely a blink in galactic history. They were tolerated for their ingenuity, studied for their adaptability, but never truly respected. Until she met one. Commander Elias Rourke had been assigned as a liaison during the Meridian Crisis, when 3 rival species teetered on the brink of interstellar war. Lyriel remembered the first time she saw him, standing unflinching before her throne, refusing to kneel despite the crushing gravitational field meant to test lesser beings. "You don't bow?" she had asked, her voice echoing through the chamber. Elias had met her gaze, steady and calm. "I respect you, Empress. But I won't pretend to be smaller than I am." It should have angered her. Instead, it intrigued her. The Meridian Crisis dragged on for months, and Elias remained at her side, arguing, advising, challenging her decisions when he believed them unjust. No one had dared do that before. He spoke of lives, not statistics. Of futures, not probabilities. He reminded her that empires were built on people, not power. Against every instinct honed over centuries, Lyriel listened. The crisis ended without war, a result many credited to the human influence on the Empress. The Council praised her wisdom, unaware of the quiet transformation already unfolding within her. She began requesting Elias's presence beyond official matters. Conversations stretched into hours about Earth's oceans, its chaotic art, its fleeting beauty. He spoke of mortality not with fear, but with reverence. "Because our time is short," he once said, "every moment matters." Lyriel had replayed those words countless times since. Now, standing alone beneath the stars, she felt the weight of her choice pressing down upon her. The High Council had issued the ultimatum. Ascend fully, they demanded. Merge her consciousness with the stellar core and become something beyond flesh, a timeless guardian of the galaxy. She would feel no pain, no doubt, no loss, but also a no love. "Empress," came the soft chime of an incoming signal. Elias's voice. She hesitated before accepting it. His image flickered to life. Tired eyes, faint smile. "I heard the council summoned you," he said. "That's never good news." "They offer me eternity," Lyriel replied, "and ask that I surrender everything else." Elias was silent for a long moment. "And what do you want?" The question struck deeper than any weapon ever could. "I don't know," she admitted. "For centuries, wanting was irrelevant. The galaxy needed me. That was enough. And now..." She closed her eyes. "Now, the galaxy feels empty." Elias exhaled slowly. "Lyriel, whatever you choose, I won't pretend it doesn't hurt. but I won't ask you to be less than what you are." Tears, rare, crystalline, formed at the corners of her eyes. The council convened at dawn cycle. Lyriel stood before them, radiant and resolute. "Empress," intoned the first arbiter, "will you accept the ascension and become eternal?" Lyriel looked beyond them, to the stars, to the countless lives depending on her. Then she thought of a human heart that beat fiercely against the vastness of the universe. "I decline," she said. The chamber erupted. "You would abandon eternity?" Another counselor demanded. "For emotion?" "For choice," Lyriel replied. "For connection. For life that means something because it ends." "You will weaken the concord," the first arbiter warned. "No," she said calmly. "I will humanize it." The consequences were swift. Lyriel relinquished the stellar crown. Her powers diminished, still formidable, but no longer infinite. She stepped down from the eternal throne, appointing a collective governance to replace absolute rule. History would later call it the dawn of shared sovereignty. She left the spire that same cycle. Elias met her at the departure bay, disbelief written across his face as she approached without guards, without regalia. "It's done," she said softly. He swallowed. "What happens now?" Lyriel reached for his hand. Warm, imperfect, real. "Now," she said, "I learn what it means to live one lifetime instead of ruling forever." They traveled to Earth aboard a modest diplomatic vessel. Lyriel walked beneath open skies for the first time, felt rain against her skin, listened to laughter echo through crowded streets. She aged slowly, but noticeably. Each passing year became precious. Elias grew older beside her. They argued. They learned. They loved. And when the day finally came, when Elias lay beneath white sheets, his breathing shallow, Lyriel held his hand as she always had. "Was it worth it?" he whispered. She pressed her forehead to his. "The galaxy offered me everything," she said, voice breaking. "But you gave me meaning." Elias smiled, and the light faded from his eyes. Lyriel did not weep for long. She carried his memory into the stars, returning not as an empress, but as a storyteller, sharing humanity's lesson with a universe that had forgotten how to feel. And across the galaxy, civilizations would whisper her name with awe, not as the ruler who chose eternity, but as the goddess who chose a human heart.